we'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong, together we belong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So first things first, we're going to start with some happy mail. Holly very kindly sent me these metallic markers. I am super excited to try them. We're actually going to use them later on in today's project. Thank you so much, Holly. Okay, so what I want to do today is two things. We're going to use this adorable little Christmas ornament mold jar from Resin Molds Box. And then I also have a brand new mold in my eBay shop. This beautiful, just it's so pretty. Snowflake gingerbread mold. So we're going to start with the little Christmas ornament jars. And what I want to do is I want to make some candle holder vessels out of them. So I'm going to make 4 of them. And we are using some eco casting powder for today. Now this one is some mix to mold blue eco powder that I had just on hand. And I am going to use that for the first one. And then I want to do one in red, green, and black as well. I think it'll be just really pretty. Now, I'm not going to do the actual candle making part on video, mainly because I don't want it to be a tutorial because I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't want anyone to take what I am doing and follow it if I do something wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like that just could not end well if I screw up. So I'm not going to do a tutorial part on that or show it to you just because of legality reasons, and I don't want anyone getting hurt or anything like that if I don't do something right. And I also don't want to get yelled at if I don't do something right. So we're just not going to do that part at all. But that is what I'm going to be using these for. Now, I mixed up the mix to mold, and then I just added a couple of drops of a darker blue eco pigment in there just to kind of give me some swirlies and marbling and stuff like that going on. And because the way that the mold is, it is super embossed, super detailed, I am just pouring a little bit in. I went in on the lid, poured a tiny bit in, squeezed it out because there is the little handle on there. Now you could use a clip to clip it at the bottom because there is a spot where you can punch it out, but it's so thin that honestly, if you get it and you demold it before it gets like rock hard, you can very easily just punch it out. And then I did take it and I kind of just, as you saw, just kind of went around in a circle just to kind of get all of those embossed areas covered with the mix to mold so that hopefully we can help eliminate any bubbles getting trapped there and then fill it up the rest of the way. I did make sure that I went into all of the areas, especially under the lip of that lid, to make sure that there is no air bubbles in there. Fill it up. We're going to set this off to the side, let it do its thing for about 30-40 minutes, whatever. Once it starts and it's pretty cool, then I will go ahead and demold it. Now, I'm going to be making these back to back. I did this one slow so that you could see it. I'm going to show you the other ones, but I'm going to speed up the speed on it because there's no need for you to sit in real time watching it. You've already seen it once. Like, you can still see what I'm doing, but nothing much is changing pretty much aside from the color. Okay, so now time to demold. Now, you can see I'm struggling with it a little bit. I finally get it towards the end on how to demold this easily, just to roll it down, and it rolls out. It demolds pretty much without any problems whatsoever. But let's take a look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, I've got color coming off. That's just the pigment from me not mixing up that blue all the way when I was marbling it. Once I seal it, that should take care of any issues. Honestly, once it dries the rest of the way, it should take care of any issues, because the only time that I really had an issue in handling this and getting the color transferred onto my hands was while it was still kind of sort of wet. Does that make sense? Like, it's hard, it's cooled down and whatever. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look how beautiful that is. but it's still damp. Like you can still feel the moisture in it because it's not fully been, it's not even been an hour at this point. So all that water content hasn't evaporated out yet. So at this point, the color is kind of transferring. So you can wear gloves and eliminate that. I mean, it washed off easy enough, so I wasn't super stressed about it. And then I just took a dotting tool, poked a hole in there, took my craft blade and just kind of went around, and then a little tiny sanding tool just to smooth out the edges. Set this off to the side. Now I will wait till the next day before I do any more with it, but we're going to go ahead and get the next one going. So this one I am doing in red. Again, the same thing. Now, what I found, and I know that there are better brands of your eco pigments that you can get. I know a lot of people use the Homeware Design Co. brand, and that's supposed to be really, really good. But since it's overseas for me, the cost is kind of high with shipping and tariffs and all of that good stuff. So I'm not really in a position to use that. So I did get these ones, and I think it's We Like. If I'm not, it'll be linked below, but I think that's the name brand of it. I can't seem to get it to be like a true red. Like to me, this still is, even though I feel like I put a lot of pigment in there, I still feel like it's kind of on the pinky side as opposed to a true red. So if anybody knows of any eco colors that you can get in the US that are very pigmented, especially with the red, that will be nice and dark. Red and the green. The other one is the green. That's always seems super light. Anyway, if you can drop me a comment and let me know, I would love to know. Now, on to my mold. And this is available in my eBay store starting today. So you can check it out. I've linked the QR code in the video earlier. I've also got a link in my description box below. So what I want to do first is we're using some Let's Resin resin. I just mixed up about 2 ounces. It's not going to take that much, but it's fine. And then some eye candy Satori white pigment paste. And then I took a bunch of Rolio pearl white. It kind of acts as a super sparkle just to see if I could get some shimmeriness in there. I put a bunch in. I don't know if we're going to see it or not. I kind of doubt it, but who knows? I'm also not sure how this mold is going to turn out. This is my first casting of it, so we're going to find out together. I know what the mold looked like before, and I'm hoping that it's going to have the same elements that the master mold or the master that I used did, but we'll see. So fingers crossed that it does, because if it does, then honestly, all the shimmery bits doesn't really matter, and I just wasted a whole lot of product for nothing. But we'll see. Anyway, because of how this mold is, I can very easily go in with my white resin as the icing in all of those embossed areas and fill that in, and then we'll let that cure. So I'm going to do this. I did give it a little spray of alcohol just to kind of help with some bubbles. And then honestly, because of how intricate all of the details are, I'm just kind of almost like drip by dripping the resin into these areas so I don't make a mess. The main part of the snowflake is also textured, so I don't want to get resin in there if I don't have to, because I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to clean it out. It's almost like a crystal type effect, like the way that it looks right now. So I don't want to get a bunch of white resin where I don't want it, and then it gets stuck there and it not clean out easy or any of those things. So we're gonna take it slow, take our time. Now I did speed this up because it did take me a hot minute to do this and work all the resin in there so that it didn't overflow and any of the things. I did put it on my Resiners curing machine, like the bottom part of it, so that once I'm done doing it and I go to put it in my curing machine, I don't have to worry about it spilling over and whatever from moving the mold. So it's already on its flat surface. I can just very easily pick up the bottom part and put it under the lid over in my curing area. So we're just going to do this. I am going to take a dotting tool and go around all of the 90-degree edges of this mold. And then I'm just going to take a Q-tip and clean up any areas and any potential overspill that I could see happening if it shifts. Like I did overfill a few of the areas, and I want to make sure that it's not going to spill over as it cures. So we're just going to clean that up, take a little bit of that resin out real quick, put this under the mat and let it dry. Oh, I almost forgot. So stay tuned, because at some point during this video, I will be announcing 3 more winners for the Bond Crafter Gallon Epoxy Resin. None of the other 3 came forward, so I will be announcing those in this video as well. All right, so for this, again, some more Let's Resin Epoxy Resin. I just did up another 2 ounces. Then we're using Rolio's copper mica powder for this. Now, I thought that this would be just a really nice gingerbready kind of cookie looking color. So I thought this will look perfect with it. It's absolutely just a gorgeous, gorgeous mica powder. I did add a little bit more because it was still semi-transparent and I don't want it to be see-through. I want it to look like a cookie. And well, we all know that cookies aren't transparent. And if they are, then you should be worried and run. Okay, that's all mixed up. Now, quick spritz of alcohol, and then it is time to pour this in. Again, I still have it on my not my heating mat, on my resiners, like the bottom part, just again, same reasons as before. I never even took it out after it cured. So this way we can just move it over there very easily and not have to worry about any messes. Taking my dotting tool and going in all of those 90-degree edges, and then we're just going to fill it up and let it do its thing. And now we're going to get back to making the rest of the Christmas ornaments. So what I'm going to do at this point is, as this cures, does its thing, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to bounce off while I go through the next 2 colors. I'll be back when we are ready to demold the final one, demold the snowflake, and do all of our finishing touches to these to make them extra, extra gorgeous. All right, I will be back on the flip side.
It's not the ribbons or the bows we tie, not the silver tinsel catching your eye. It's not the glitter, not the golden shine. It's the way your laughter dances with mine. The fires crackle, the stories told, hearts stay warm while the night's so cold. Under the same light, we all gather round, not the gifts, but the love that we found. Moments we weave, memories so bright. That's the true meaning of Christmas night. It's not the paper torn and tossed aside, not the list of things you tried to hide. It's the voices singing in harmony and the faces glowing by the tree. The snow may fall, the wind may bite, but here we are, holding on tight. Under the same light, we all gather round, not the gifts, but the love that we found. Moments we weave, memories so bright. That's the true meaning of Christmas night. blanket of white. Little hands build dreams in the fading light. Giggles rise like chimneys to the sky. Magic in the air tonight. Sparkles dance in every eye. Children's laughter fills the snow. Joy they'll never know. Scarves untied as the snowball flies. A frosty world where no one cries.
Okay, so I'm back. Now, this, I'm not gonna lie, I rushed demolding this so that I can get on with it. And it's going to come to bite me in the ass right about here. This is why you don't want to rush it too much. See, at this point, it's still super, super fragile, and it hasn't really had a time to harden up because it still has a high water content, and the top just completely snapped off. Plus, I broke a little chip out of the top of the ring now, or the top of the lid. Now, my whole thing was I was going to recast the lid, but what I decided to do instead is, because these are for personal use, so I'm not selling them, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get some B7000 after I'm done decorating them all up, and I'm just gonna glue the little handle onto it, and it'll be fine enough, right? Now, if I were selling these particular ones, I would 100% just recast the lid again and go from there. Now, that aside, what I decided to do was I thought that these metallic markers would just work perfectly with the embossed areas on these little dishes or bowls or jars or whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to go over now. These particular markers are dual tip. They have the brush side, which is what I'm using now. And then they also have, it's a small little nib. It's not, it says, I think on there, it says fine tip. I wouldn't necessarily consider it a fine tip. I would say it's more along the medium, like kind of right in between a medium and a fine. It's not fine, but for this, we're going to really use the brush side. And I found that the easiest way for the majority of doing this was if you take the brush on it and instead of going straight in at the tip, you can kind of see how I'm doing it on the side. And that just kind of allows me to, for the most part, glide over all of the embossed areas without getting into the part that's underneath. And the times that I did, I just took some alcohol and I wiped it off real quick before it had a chance to dry. Now, the only issues that I had were when I did these bigger snowflakes for some reason on the side. I kept wanting to go in straight and I kept messing up. But if you kind of leave it on its side to where you're not pointing it down and you're just going and running it over the top, it was way, way, way easier to do it that way and not make a mess. So as I do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to announce the 3 new people that they're not new. Well, the next 3 people, and hopefully they reply and they email me and all of the things so that we can get you guys this resin. So for the first winner of the redraw, I guess, for the epoxy resin is Miss Ann 40. The next one is Carrie Hawkins 6802, and then TD Laney J3H. So you guys have until December 5th to email me at my email address. It is going to be on the screen. It was on the screen earlier. It is also in the description box of every video so that I can get your information and send it along to Bond Crafter. If not, I guess we'll go for a third time and see if, I guess nobody wants resin. Anyway, email me December 5th. That's the cutoff time, and then I'm redrawing again. Okay, Bond Crafter also has an amazing, amazing deal going on for 1 week only. So starting today, the 2nd of December through the 9th. If you use the code Nicole40 on their site, on the Bondcrafter website, not Amazon, right? And you put 1 gallon of epoxy resin in your cart along with the 16-ounce epoxy resin crafting kit, as I have shown above. You enter in the code Nicole40. You will get both of those for $40.40. Now, again, this is US. That's where they ship to right now. But it is an amazing deal for over a gallon and 16 ounces of resin for $44 is a great, great deal. You can use that code and save yourself some money. Remember, it's only good for 1 week. Okay, let's get back to this video, shall we? So, I did use a couple of different colors on the blue one. I used the silver paint pen, and then I also used kind of like an icy blue kind of metallic color, which I thought was super cool. Now, this one, when I did it, because I had some extra eco powder left over from a couple of them, so I was testing the colors of the markers on the pieces that were just extra bits, just to see how it turned out on each one. This one, when it dried on it, it initially looked like kind of like a rose gold, so I decided to use it. I thought it'd be really pretty, and it is really pretty. It kind of like, as it dries, it changes color a little bit. Super cool how it works out. Like, these markers are amazing. I'll have them linked below if anyone is interested, but I really, really like them. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love metallic looking everything. And there was I can't remember how many, 36 I think colors in there. So super, super cool. Again, thank you so much, Holly, for these. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. Now, as you noticed, I'm sure, when I pulled them out of the molds initially, they almost had like a white kind of look to them. As they dry and that water content comes out, the colors will deepen some. Like that black, for instance, was almost like it almost looked like it had like a coating of powder over it, just like you could see the black behind it, but it had like this almost white tint to it. But it has, as it dries out more, it does deepen the color, and that whiteness kind of goes away somewhat. Now, I'm not sealing these in the video, but I will seal them with that Buon Nicole wax sealer that I have inside and out before I put my candle wax in here and do all of the things. Now, if anyone is interested in not a tutorial, but in seeing me do that with the candles, let me know in the comment box below, and maybe I will film it instead. Again, not as a tutorial, but just to see it done and all of the things. Anyway, I'm just going to finish this up, and then we are going to demold that snowflake and see how it turned out. I'm super, super excited. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I really hope it turns out like the original that I used for my mold. Like, it is so, so gorgeous. And if so, I have a couple other ones that are made the same way, just different images that I want to, or not images, different shapes, I guess, that I want to mold as well. I think it'll be super, super cute. But I'm going to bounce off while I finish painting these up, and then I will be back when we are ready to demold the snowflake.
Blessings from the sky, making gifts with love while days go by. Fireside whispers secrets of the year, warming hearts and bringing loved ones near. Cookies baking, sun fills all the rooms, laughter echoing in the afternoon. Children filled with magic in their eyes, underneath the tree where joy resides.
Okay, well, that wasn't too long. Alright, so I ended up doing the top off camera. Like I said, I just glued it with some B7000. Now it is time to demold our gingerbread snowflake, and I'm so, so, so excited. I can already tell just from demolding it, just as I'm working at it, that there's so many bits in there, like the crystal-y kind of effect. I think similar to an into resin mold, just how they are like with their crystal molds. I can feel it as I demold. So I'm really hoping that it turned out the way that I want it to. I've never done a mold like this before, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, are you guys ready? I know I am. All right, here we go. Look at it. Look how gorgeous. Do you see all the crystalness on there that like makes it look like sugar, like sugar bits are sprinkled over top of it? Absolutely gorgeous. Now, the one thing that I didn't think of when I was making this mold is the little hanger dealy that it had on it was just like an eye ring, right? And it didn't mold the best. So when because obviously the mold that I'm using now is just my master mold. It's the first one that I've made. I think I'm just going to take that off because, I mean, you could leave it on there. It's very thin and very small. I guess I could leave it on there and just let it be like that. However, at this point, my resin is still very, very soft and bendy. So it didn't make it easy to drill through there because the hole didn't take. So it still would have to get drawn like a drill through just to make it open. But I honestly think that if you wait until the resin is set and then just hand drill a little hole in there and just screw in an eyelet, if you don't want to drill straight through the actual piece itself, it'll be better. I had a time actually drilling and getting this little eye screw in there simply because of the fact that it was still very bendy and very soft, and it doesn't make it easy to work with a resin like that when it is like that. So ideally, like I said, I think I'm just going to take it off. So the mold, if you decide that you want this, will not have that bit on there. It's just going to be easier that way. It'll just be the snowflake itself, and then that's it. And you can just drill your own hole and do it just like I did. Just a little bit of B7000 glue on there, twist it up. That will set in there fine as it drills, and you won't have to worry about it coming out or anything like that. And then I just took a little bit of jute and tied it off like that, and there you have it. Anyway, guys, that is a wrap on this one. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Thursday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment, right? You lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer. Blue elephant crew, this one's up for you. You make dreams come true with everything you do. Each subscriber's heart playing a vital part. Videos we share, showing how much we care. Likes and shares, they grow. You make the channel glow.